Welcome back to JB Reviews. I have the 2025 Ram 1500 Limited and the Ford F150 Platinum. Now this is technically not the highest trim for Ram, although it used to be, but the Ford now has the Platinum as the highest trim level. But these trucks are very similarly priced, which you guys will see here in a second. I borrowed these trucks from Larry H. Miller Super Ford in Salt Lake City and Larry H. Miller Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Sandy, Utah. Both of these trucks are available for sale. Let's go ahead and check out the window stickers so you guys can see pricing. Up first is the Ford. Here's the description with the colors and a short listing of the standard equipment. And here are all the options. So this is considered the base model for the Platinum trim, okay? Now here are all the options. It has a Power Boost powertrain, FX4 off-road, and then Pro Access tailgate was actually removed for $270, okay? Now as far as the destination and total price goes, you see destination in 1995, total price is $76,860. Now just below, I do have the Ram. You guys can see the description. Base price is right there. And here is a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause it to see more of it. And then it does continue on this side. And then the only options is the paint, trailer brake, destination is 1995 with a total price of $77,690. And hopefully you guys saw the affiliate comment numbers right there. So the Ram is going to cost $1,115 more when you consider the base price, okay? That being said, I might have misspoke in the last video I did, so I'm going to be posting this video first. So now that I'm seeing all the features together, all that good stuff, the Ram is definitely a lot more expensive compared to the competition because they do give you a lot of nice features, but they also make you pay for a lot of other nice features that you probably would want. For example, I love the front end of this truck. It has a great grille design, which is kind of a carryover from 2024, but just cleaned up more. And we will talk about the lights here in a second. You guys see front parking sensors, recovery hooks are down there, and this truck has adaptive cruise control. It actually has driver assistance too, so you would have to keep your hands on the steering wheel, but it will steer for you on the highway. But it is missing a camera on the front end, which means 360 camera view for this truck is an option. That is not the case for the Ford F-150. The Ford F-150 not only gives you the front parking sensors, adaptive cruise control, it also has Blue Cruise, which is hands-free driving, although there is a subscription you have to pay for, but it does have the 360 camera view standard. Also, something I just noticed, I never noticed about the Ford Platinum, but I just noticed it today. It comes standard with the blackout. So if you don't want it, you would have to go to the level 3 equipment group, which is basically the limited Platinum, I guess you could call it. And I think more people are going to prefer this because it comes standard. You don't have to pay extra for it. And they do give you some nice designs for the hood. And then here's the hood for that Ram. Now, as far as the lighting goes, let's go ahead and jump over to some shades so you guys can see it a little bit better. So both trucks are going to have full LED headlights, fog lights, turn signals, the whole 9 yards, and corner lights. Here's the Ram, so you have that quad projector beam, and the same thing goes for the Ford. And both trucks are going to have reflective style fog lights. Here are the turn signals. Up first, Ford, just your basic LED, and the Ram has the switchback with the animations. For the mirrors, you have those turn signals out back. Both trucks are going to have full LED taillights, and Ram does have the advantage with LED license plate lights. Ford does give you incandescent bulbs, however Ford does give you LED there and here. Rams are just incandescent LED here. Finishing off on the front, you guys can see the recovery hooks there, and then check out the valance too. It does sit kind of low, and that's probably because of the Power Boost powertrain, so just keep that in mind. Painted bumpers do come standard. You guys see on the Ram, chrome. Active grille shutters on both sides. As far as the wheels and tires go, starting with the Ford, you do have these blackout wheels, and you have these Hankook tires, which are the Dyna Pro AT2s. And then here are the 20s on the Ram. I almost wonder, because Limited is no longer the highest, most luxurious trim level, should they copy Ford and just make the blackout standard? Because the Night Edition package, I want to say is like $2,000 or $3,000, right? But I don't know, maybe some people would just prefer the chrome, I would say. But you already have the Longhorn. I think the Longhorn's available with chrome too, so they might be able to do some changes at some point with this trim level. But yeah, Bridgestone dual tire. These are more like a highway tire. They do have a nice aggressive look to them. 4-corner air suspension for the Ram. You do have independent suspension for both trucks, although you have coils on the front for the Ford, and then you have the leaves out back. Now here's some of the trimming on the Ford, and Power Boost badge right there. And then here's Rams, and more of that trimming down here. You guys saw the mirrors had chrome painted for the Ford, and they both have the power deployable running boards right there. They pretty much come standard. If you didn't see it as an option on the window sticker, it comes standard. Smart key system on both sides, and I like that Ram gives you painted door handles. It does break up some of that chrome. I like the fact that they give you a convex here, blind spot, no convex, but you still have blind spot monitoring, power folding outside mirrors, more chrome, less chrome, and they do provide a button here for the running boards, which is not available for the Rams. And Ram boxes, this is not available for the Ford trucks. Gives you storage on both sides of the bed, and it is weatherproof too. 400 watts of power here, and they give you lights as well. 33-gallon fuel tank versus like a 30-point-something gallon because it's the Power Boost. If you get the EcoBoost, it would be 36 gallons, so Ford would have the advantage. But here's a look at those leaves out back. No liner on an $80,000 truck, E-coated frame though. And then you guys can see there is a liner for the Ram. Now, real quickly, I have to show this to you. 91 octane because of that high output, and that's the only engine available for this truck. Full LED taillights, as you guys just saw, painted bumpers, more chrome, dual exhaust, which I like, class 4 hitch on both sides, 4 and 7 pin on both sides. And let's go ahead and check out this tailgate. There is a light here and a camera, and this is going to be power, okay? You also have a step with a handle that comes out, nothing new. This does provide a workstation, and you have 7,000 plus watts inside the bed with a 30 amp plug, bed lights, camera above, no spray in however, and you guys see there, a little bit of storage. Now for the Ram, they did do a little bit of a restyle for the tailgate, but you still have that backup camera with the LED lights there. And this is going to be power right there. But spray-in comes standard compared to the Ford. However, you do not have a camera for bed view. Tie downs because this has the Ram boxes. And you do lose a little bit of the width as well. But yeah, both trucks have that power lift gate now. Now, just below the truck, this truck does have a 392 rear. And it is a limited slip. You can get a locker as an option with an off-road package. And as you guys saw, the FX4 package, this has a 373. And it's going to have that locker because of that package. But they give you a donut style for that spare tire. And that's going to be the same for the Ram as well. I did a comparison test with these two engines for MPG and acceleration. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll try to post that video within a week. But as far as the powertrains go, you have two available for the Ford, and then you have one which is the high output Hurricane. So let's start off here. This engine is insane. Inline 6, 3-liter, overbuilt, and it has 540 horsepower, 521 pound-feet of torque. All that power goes through a ZF transmission. It's the 8-speed 8HP 75, which is a great transmission. You guys see you have that twin turbo set up on this side, so both of them are right there. And the fuel injection is not port and direct, but it is centrally located, which hopefully means it will spray the intake and the exhaust valves. Now, as far as this Ford goes, you have this Power Boost, which is $1,900 as you guys saw, or you can just get the standard 3.5 liter EcoBoost, 400 horsepower out of that engine and 510 pound-feet of torque. But this is going to have 430 horsepower and 570 pound-feet of torque. All that power goes to a 10-speed transmission, but it is direct in port injection. And as you guys heard earlier, you do not have to use premium fuel like you do for that Ram. So in my humble opinion, I guess you have to wait and see which engine is better for my test for performance and MPG. So here is the interior for the Ram, and make no mistake about it, Ram has been #1 for a long time, and I still think they are, because they've done a great job. Like, even the design for the speaker grill is absolutely beautiful. You have soft touch, great stitching, real wood trimming inside the interior, but down below there is a lot of hard plastic from here down for sure. Let's go ahead and check it out on the Ford. Let's be honest, Ford is not all about the extra stitching and all the leather treatment to the interior. They go with a very simple design, and hey, blue is my favorite color, so I like that they give you these blue accents for the Platinum, and it looks and fits perfectly in this interior. Soft touch, you have some suede here, a little bit more soft touch, but same story, hard plastic down below. And the speaker grill is not as nice, but you do get 3 seat memories, power folding mirrors, as I said, and auto up and down for the front, but not for the rears. And you guys can see these huge seats. You guys see how big the seat cushion is? Check out more of that blue suede right there, more of it right there. Tilt headrest. Now let's go ahead and check out the seats for that Ram. So the cushions on both trucks are pretty darn big. If I were to pull up a Lariat, you would see how different the cushions are for the Platinum. So both have great bowstring. However, Ram did cheap out for the Limited for this year. You have more cloth inserts for the seats right there, all the way up there, which is obviously less leather. Now these are real leather seats, okay? And I believe for the Ford, they're not actual real leather, but more stitching there, also tilt headrests. And both trucks now have top and bottom massagers, standard. However, Ram does not give you a power steering column, although they do have power pedals down below. Ford too has power pedals, and they do add a power steering column, which is a big deal for me. I like that because you can put it up with your seat memories, and when your wife drives your truck, you're not always having to adjust it every time. Both trucks are going to have push button start. Both trucks have 12-inch screens here. 12-inch display comes standard, although for the Ram there is a 14.5-inch display, so a lot bigger than the Fords. And one thing about this truck is, because it does have that hybrid system, you're not idling using fuel as much, so that is a big benefit if you do spend a lot of time in your truck. Also, if you do spend a lot of time in your truck, check this out. If you need to take care of some work on your laptop, boom, you have this workstation that comes standard for the Platinum. I love this, and I've actually used this in the past on the Ford Lightning, and it definitely does work well for like maybe an hour. After that, your neck starts to get a little crink in it, so it's just nice to have if you need to get some work done. Or if you want to eat inside your truck, if you want to watch a movie or something like that, get away from the kids, I do like that. Now the center armrest is really nice, more of that blue, it says Platinum right there. Also, you guys can see here, you have a cover that slides, wireless chargers right there. You have 2 USBs, you have a type C, type A, and you have this power plug here, and this is just a reset. Now in here, this does have a removable tray, 2 more type C USBs right there. Let's go ahead and check out the Ram. One thing I like about the Ram is they do give you some covers here for your cup holders and for some of your storage right there for your coins and other things. This does slide, which gives you some deep storage. Absolutely amazing. And check out all the USBs they give you, and they give you HDMI, which I'll show you what that's for in a second. And then check this out. Absolutely beautiful leather, stitched perfectly. It says Limited right there, and you have more storage, and you have another USB. This is like a, I don't know what you call it. Some people call this felt, but this isn't felt. This is like a velvet type. I don't know how to explain. I can't. There's actually a term for this, and I can never remember the name for it. But Really nice material. This slides forward and you guys have storage out back here. This does flip up to kind of divide that storage right there. So yeah, they definitely win for this. Now you guys see that dual power for your phone. This is wireless charger. You have dual wireless charger for your phones. Insane. So let me just show you how it looks. So you can put one here. You can also put one right here. Really nice. And then here's that 12-inch display. It is an option to have the 14.5 as I said. Now this screen in my opinion is a little bit better on the Ram. Now neither truck had the heads-up display, but that is available for both trucks, okay? Now on the roof, there is a twin panel available. Neither truck has that. It is an option. HomeLink, however, both trucks have that. They both have LED lighting for the interior. They both have power sliding glass out back. I can't open that because my tag's up there, but you guys see 12-volt power plug up there, a little bit of stitching and leather on the dash, and they do wrap this in leather. Ford does not. Let's check out this side on the Ford. So here is some of your storage, glove box down below, and you guys can see the dash has some stitching and leather basically just like on the Ram. It's just leatherette. And both trucks have heated and ventilated seats, dual climate control, no surprise there. They both have drive modes too. Let's go ahead and check out this on the Ram. Here's the dash for the Ram. You guys see there's a button here which does have a screen that pops up. So you can basically watch movies, you can listen to music on this side, you can control the camera. So if you have the 360 camera at the bed view, that's what this would be nice for. And also if someone obviously needs to put in a navigation address, you can control that from this side too. Very cool. I love this co-pilot screen. That's what I call it. And I just think that Ram has definitely been more innovative as of late because they give you a lot of nice features that you don't really see on the competitors, like the dual charger and this, and just the overall ergonomics of their screens are top notch for sure. Let's check out the rear. So here's the rear door. It does open a lot out back. Great design. And you guys can see seat back pockets on both sides. Down below, heated and ventilated seats. You have another 115-volt power plug out back, air vents, cup holders, and these rear seats do recline. Class leading there. And this center armrest is absolutely amazing. Great leather treatment, and you have more storage, cup holders. They just do a great job on the Ram, and I think this is the biggest cab too, by the way, by far. So you guys can see the decline there. It's a nice amount too. And this has a 19 speaker, by the way, versus a, I believe, 14 speaker, because they took away some of the speakers out of the headrest. One last thing to mention, they do provide tie downs on the floor with these cubbies that have removable trays. So sometimes people will fill those up with ice. Now on the Ford, check it out. Great design, seat back pockets, flat floor surface. And you guys see those outboard heated seats. You have a 12-volt power plug here. And also you have 120 volt and then two more Type-C USBs in the rear, which are becoming more popular anyways. But you don't have those reclining rear seats. You don't have as nice of an armrest in the second row. And that's why I say, I know that people hate on Ram trucks because they've always kind of been like the lower price, the lower sought after truck. But it's really clear who has the better truck here. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. The Ford has a lot of nice features standard, but I think that the Ram is just a little bit nicer in my opinion. I think you get a lot more for the money, and you do have these trays that are collapsible, which I do like this. Ford has probably the best here because it's pretty much standard across the board. Here is Rams. And yeah, it's just collapsible, but it's not as nice for sure. Here are the numbers on the door. Gross axle ratings up front, 3,900 pounds. The rear is 4,100 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 7,100 pounds, and the wheels are 20 by 9 wide. 1,331 pounds of payload. And then here are the numbers for the Ford. Gross axle weight rating up front is going to be 4,050, 4,150 out back, and a 7,400 pound gross vehicle weight rating. 20 by 8.5 wide wheels, and then 1,419 pounds of payload. So when it's all said and done, because of the aluminum body on the Ford, because this truck has the longer bed too, I didn't mention that, you can get that on both trucks. The Ford definitely wins hands down on the payload because these trucks are pretty equally matched. Now they do give you aluminum hood and the tailgate is aluminum, so they do give you a little bit of weight savings on the Ram, excuse me, but on the Ford it's just a little bit lighter truck, which obviously translates to more payload. Now this truck does have a higher gross vehicle weight rating because of the power boost, because you have more components. But I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. See you guys soon.